I always thought that paper was made purely by craftsmen by hand, until I saw the modern paper production process with my own eyes. I found that the process is much more precise than I thought. Like the pine and eucalyptus trees at your doorstep, trees rich in fibers are usually the first to be cut down. Before paper making, the felled wood is pulled from the forest to the factory. First, they are concentrated in the yard, and then sent into the feed inlet by a log stacker. The logs will be thoroughly washed with hot water to wash away all the sand and soil on the surface. Then the two ends of the log will be trimmed, not for beauty, but to prevent jamming in the next step. Next, the logs will be sent to a huge metal clad roller. This roller is rotating slowly, and the hole is tilted. Once the log enters, it starts to roll constantly and rub against each other. The bark is ground off like this. The peeled bark will not be wasted. It can be used to generate electricity or be made into soil conditioner. After peeling, the logs will go through a stone collector to sift out all the stones that have been mixed in. But that's not enough. Next, the logs will go through a metal detector, which can detect small metals like nails, to avoid damaging equipment in subsequent processes. After confirming safety, the log will be sent to the chipper. Sharp blades rotate at high speed, cutting the entire log into wood chips of almost the same size. The size of the wood chips directly determines the pulp quality. So, these wood chips will not directly enter the next process, but go through a size sieve first. The two large pieces will be refed into the grinder, and the two small ones will be discarded, which are used for biofuel. Only the wood with the right size will be sent to the wood chip bin, waiting in line to become pulp. Next, the wood chips will enter the dehydration screw to get rid of excess water. Then they are sent to the cooking system in a high-temperature chemical solution and repeatedly boiled. The purpose of this step is to dissolve lignin. Many people think it's just to flatten the wood, which is completely wrong. What really remains is the fiber in the wood. The boiled wood chips will be sent to the rectification machine between a static disc and a high-speed rotating disc. The speed of the rotating disc is up to 1500 RPM. At high temperature and high pressure, the fibers are torn apart. During this process, the moisture in the sawdust is directly evaporated into steam and then recycled. The separated fibers need to be finely ground again to ensure they are uniform. After grinding, it's not over. It also needs to be screened. The fibers that are not completely separated will be picked out and sent back for regrinding. Only the truly qualified ones will become pulp. After entering the storage silo, the pulp is sent to the bleaching system. Here no filtration is used, but oxygen and peroxide. The purpose is not just to whiten, but also to make the pulp stable enough and controllable. After bleaching, the pulp will be repeatedly washed and dehydrated. All chemicals will be recycled and reused. At this point, the pulp is truly ready. Before entering the paper machine, pulp will be added fillers and additives according to formula, and then be screened one last time. Then it's diluted with water, and enter the degasser to remove all the bubbles in the pulp. The pulp looks thick at this time, but in fact 99% is water, and 1% is fiber. Then the paper immediately enters the pressing section. The whole process only takes a few tenths of a second. The dryness of the paper is only 20%, which means 80% is still water. To increase the dryness, the paper is clamped between two felt in the press tank. Once the pressure is released, the felt sucks the water away like a sponge. This pressing is repeated several times. Then comes the oblique pressing, with greater pressure and longer time, which directly increases the dryness to 50%. Next is the drying section. 31 steam heaters and rollers dry the paper little by little. The final moisture content is controlled at 7 to 8%. The paper is dry but not good enough. Finally, it will enter the calendar. Among the 10 calendars, 4 of which are heated rollers, with a temperature of up to 260 degrees, to make the paper surface flat, smooth and shiny. The whole production line is equipped with an online quality detection system, which can detect brightness, tension every 30 seconds, thickness, color difference, content, even a small hole or stain. It can be detected and processed immediately. Finally, the paper is rolled into a huge mother roll, up to 100,000 meters. The final step is slitting. According to customer requirements, the large roll is cut into small rolls of different widths. Only then does a tree truly become a piece of paper.